Welcome to the
Here we go.
welcome to the joint and working group meeting, joint boards of trustees and Town Building Committee and library work group meeting tonight. As reminder, this meeting is recorded, so anything you say will be part of the public record, and anything into the chat will also be part of the public record. With that, I would ask if we could call the roll of board members present.
Yep, here we go. Claremont.
Aye, here.
Dirk's here. Fleckner, not here. Roach, not here. Secor.
Here.
Teal.
Here.
Cook, not here. Hazelton.
Here.
Karpinski, not here. Is that what you told me?
Correct.
He's out.
Okay. Roberts.
Here.
Haddon.
Here.
Zegowitz.
Here.
Did I miss anybody?
Me.
Kristen Lass is here, not attending as a member.
Also Tom Wimberg.
I'm sorry, who did I miss?
Wimberg.
Limburg.
Tom's also a member of the PTBC.
Alternate.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tom. Yeah, I have you down for the as one of the attendees, but not for the call to order. Okay, thanks.
I'm a guest, Mary Siegel.
Oh, hi, Mary. Thank you
Hi.
for letting me know.
Okay, I'll share the agenda now.
So the first item on the agenda actually is the approval of minutes from our November 13th joint meeting. Are there any discussion on changes to be made, or is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, who was that?
Pat
Okay.
Lynn made the motion to approve. I think Mike was a second.
Mike?
Correct.
Okay, so here's our voting. Claremont.
Aye.
Dirk's aye. Fleckner not here. Roach not here. Secor.
Abstain.
Abstain. Thank you. Teal.
Aye, sorry.
Cook is not here. Hazelton.
Aye.
Karpinski is not here. Roberts.
Aye.
Haddon.
Aye.
And Zegowitz.
Aye.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Buffy,
Yeah.
it's Caroline Roach. I just jumped in. I think I missed you.
Okay. So we're voting on the previous agenda. So Caroline Roach, you.
Aye.
Previous
Was I
minutes.
there? No, I wasn't there last time.
No, you weren't. So
I'll abstain.
okay. So let me count again. 1, 2, 3. I think it's 7-0. Wait a minute. 7-2-0. No.
Well, 7 in favor,
7-0.
0 opposed, 2 abstain, right? So 7-0-2.
7-0-2. Sorry. Yep.
Next, we have the architect's report, and hopefully talking about stormwater waiver request.
I have that, I asked for an update on that report. Horsley Witness reporting that they intend to have that the report will be due. They finished an internal review. They expect it to be done in the next week or so and should be ready to be filed in another week probably or so. And they're holding that the application will be completed and that they don't think this will hold anything up, that it's more about the occupancy of the building. But anyway, so that's all in progress for the
That's the waiver
wastewater.
request. Sorry. That's the waiver request. When do we get an answer back, do we think, on the waiver itself?
I think that they have to submit the application, and I don't know how long they anticipate to hear back. But they're gonna submit the application in the next week or so to the WP 11 application. And that application is requesting an increase of the GWDP permitted flow from 10,000 to 10,210 without any treatment upgrades. So,
Alicia,
and then-
are you talking about the stormwater waiver or are you talking about the wastewater treatment?
I'm talking about the wastewater. The wastewater, sorry, the stormwater. Sorry, I was confusing them. You were
I
correct.
let me just scroll to it here in
Yep.
the packet.
Stormwater is what I was focused on.
So this is their request to the planning board, that the pipe size be, waived.
Yep, and we'll, I suspect we have to hear back from the planning board about that when we meet with them in another week or so. I don't know the date actually.
So I have a question. I'm reading this. It's not the pipe. I don't think it's the pipe size. It's the covering.
Yeah.
It's how much earth covers the pipe, right? And so it looks as if, I mean, I'm just reading it quickly. It looks as if this town requires 4 feet of cover, but ANSI or whatever, ADS, ASH2, says 1 foot of cover is necessary, and they're planning on doing 2 feet of cover. Is that
You're correct, Jean.
okay?
So do we not need the wastewater one? We only need the stormwater?
I think we need both. They're different, they're completely different things.
Okay,
Different sort of directions. The stormwater is to the planning board.
Now,
I imagine.
why is it 4 versus 2? Is that because of frost lines or heavy traffic on top of it, or what's the rationale? Okay.
I don't know.
Looking at the memo, it says, looks like it's for cover and for traffic support.
I think
Okay.
the
You-
issue, it seems as if the town just has a higher standard, and it doesn't say here why their standard is higher.
But
Okay,
if you scroll down a
we'll
little
get
bit,
an answer with the next planning board cycle then. So that's in the discussion. We can move on to the OPM report.
The OPM, just a quick update that the pre-qualification RFQ for the general contractor and subcontractor pre-qualifications has been posted, and they have until January 6th to finalize their uploads and their submission, the contractors do. And then sometime that week, January 6th, I'll schedule a meeting with the group that's reviewing the pre-qualification submittals. So that's the update there. Then the other piece on here, the borrowing projection for the town treasurer. Ellen, I think you were gonna share the Excel sheet, but Ellen and I went through and very carefully, painfully went through trying to sort out, trying to figure out through all the coming expenses of to help with the planning for what needs to be planned for in terms of the borrowing and things like that. So that spreadsheet there, and there's a second page to it, but it's trying to project out for if any borrowing needs to happen. But that was a fussy little thing, but it seems to be.
So, part of the impetus for this is because we have been paying to date from our first disbursement from the Board of Library Commissioners Public Library Construction Grant. And that first $1,570,399, is now down to under $240,000. So Alicia and I worked on this. We should receive 2 payments from the Board of Library Commissioners this fiscal year. One, when construction documents are finalized and approved by the Board of Library Commissioners. A second, when we have a contract with the general contractor and
Right.
a permit to go ahead with building. And so there is this potential that the treasurer will need to use general fund monies to tide over just for a month or two. And I've had that discussion with her. But again, we're thinking January and hopefully April or May, we'll be getting a total of $3,140,798. And that's the blue figures that you see up here. But then by the time we get into next fiscal year, the town treasurer will be doing significant borrowing against the bond that was approved at town meeting.
Jean, your hands up?
Yes, I have a question. I guess it's either for Alicia or Ellen. Have we gotten any confirmation from Feingold that they and their consultants won't be asking for more additional services in the next?
I
months?
asked them and I've heard nothing. I confirmed with them and relayed the conversation from the last meeting. They don't anticipate any additional services at this time.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
So I will just share that we are working with the fire prevention measures that are in place by the fire department as we work to be sure that we can move to 515 Groton Road. Because that is a business B grade building, we will have significant limitations on how much of the public can be on the second floor with us at any given time. The stacks in the basement area will be closed and only 1 to 2 library staff workers will be in those stacks at any given time. We're working with the Westford Recreation Department to have off-site programming in both their space and in the space that they use in the summer for their summer programs. And I'm also talking with moving companies and storage companies such as National Library Relocation. It's clear that a significant portion of our nonfiction collection will have to be stored for the life of the project. And we'll be able to offer adult fiction, children's books, high interest books, lots and lots of bestsellers. We'll be returning to some of the services that we had during COVID with curbside pickup. We may have My Library Time, where you reserve the children's section, 1 or 2 families at a time for an hour. And we'll again be pouring substantially more money into our virtual collections. So all of that is starting in place, and I'm working on the RFPs because we will need to have at least 3 different types of moving plans in place. 1 for book storage, 1 for museum caliber storage, and then the actual moving of our furnishings. So I'll also be working with Mike Edwards for items that need to go, hopefully can be used by other town departments, but might also need to go to publicsurplus.com in order for us to move out some of the things that we won't be able to keep.
That thing is cool as a snowmobile, though, I'm sure. If you want to wear the fire department already has online a 4x4 and a snowmobile, so much cooler than most things you probably find in a library. But
No.
anything else, Ellen, under the under your
No, I
report?
think we're good. I'm taking us back up to the agenda here. Sorry.
Next thing
Just
on
that
the was libraries, your director's report, which you may have just given, Ellen.
I beg your pardon?
The next thing on there was library director report, which may have been what you just
Yeah,
shared.
that's what I
And
was
then-
just sharing.
And then Town of Westford internal review, I think again, that's follow up with the planning board, which has all the resubmission. The planning board was sent in before the holiday, so they have all their information. Conscom and planning board have all their information as we prepare for meetings this Wednesday, and it's next week.
Yeah, maybe when we go, when we get further down and confirm the dates, there is one date for the historical commission, which won't occur in December. So we can review that at the very end. That keeps
Yep.
changing.
Yep.
Mhm.
So but both of those are coming up.
Okay, and we have some bills to pay. Do you want to do them individually or all at once?
I think all at once makes sense. There's nothing, I'll say, in my opinion, there's nothing here that's contentious.
Well, five of the six seem pretty small, but there's one in the middle that's bigger. Okay, so the approval of warrants, invoices, change orders, proposals. I think these are all invoices. CHA Solutions, OPM Services for October 28th through November 22nd at $7,000. Feingold Architects, 60%, construction design at 113,329.6. Again, Feingold wastewater assessment at 3,313.18. Feingold furniture at $3,350. Feingold rate on system at $1,000. And finally, UAC rate on test at $600. Is a motion to approve?
I move that we approve all the bills that Scott just read off.
Second.
All in favor? I guess we'll run through the roll, please.
That was Jean doing the second.
Yes.
All right, I did my quick calculation here, not in my head. 3,438,297.60. I will redo that before I put it in the minutes. But here's our voting.
There's a total at the bottom of the warrant. Buffy,
Let's see.
128,592.78.
I'm sorry. Where are you
What?
seeing that?
128,592.78. I have it at PDF page 16.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
All right, here we go. Claremont,
Aye.
Yerkes, aye. Fleckner, not here. Roach,
Aye.
Secor,
Aye.
Teal,
Aye.
Cook, not here. Hazelton,
Aye.
Karpinski, not here. Roberts,
Aye.
Padden,
Aye.
and Zegowitz.
Aye.
So it looks like 9-0-0.
Great, thanks. And I believe we have no additional services or costs to approve, so that makes us takes us to all business. And probably, I guess, Ellen, your best place to discuss this. I mean, we know we need a volunteer, but either I can ask or you can ask. I'll let you ask.
Well, Lynn is relocating to the North Shore to be nearer her children, having thought that the perfect house would never occur, so magically it did. So tonight in the trustee meeting after this meeting, she's sharing her resignation plan. So if someone else, could be part of this committee, that would be wonderful.
That would be another trustee, correct? Or anybody.
Or anyone, anyone who's willing would be fine.
I can do that, Ellen.
Okay, thank you, Glenn.
Yep.
Thanks, Glenn. And on to new business. do you want to discuss the Amplifund monthly
No.
report, or is everybody read
There-
that with no questions, or?
There is nothing unusual about this report at all. You know, as we get into more spending, this will become a more complex report that we're giving to the state. But so far, we're just reporting on meetings, on initiatives, and on the money that's been expended to date from the grant.
So is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Was
I'll
that
say
you,
roll
Deb?
call, please.
Okay, that was Deb.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, here we go. Claremont,
Aye.
Yerkes, aye. Fleckner, not here. Roach,
Aye.
Secor,
Aye.
Teal,
Aye.
Cook, not here. Hazelton,
Aye.
Rapinski, not here. Roberts,
Here, aye.
Patton,
Aye.
Zegowitz.
Aye.
900.
Thank you. Next, we just schedule a meeting to review the cost reconciliation during the week of December 16th. Is that for all of us, Ellen, or is that for some?
It's for everybody. It's meant to be that this is the estimate, and ideally this is the estimate that's been performed by CHA. I'm by the architect. We reconcile it, and that's basically the revised estimate for construction, and that this would be sort of the, you know, approved the last estimate, so it's approved as we go towards construction. There was nothing, as I understood it, that was going to hold up, just to make sure that we're on track for being on budget as we approach going out to bid, that this would be sort of the last financial check before we go out to bid. And everybody sort of needs to review and approve that estimate.
So this is PTBC and trustees and working group?
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. So there is no historic commission on the 18th. So if we could meet at either 6:30 or 7 p.m. that night, I mean, that would typically have been an evening that the working group might have met, then we can't meet the 16th because that's the planning board, and the 17th is the select board's meeting. So if the 18th works for everyone, I received confirmation that the Historic Commission won't be meeting again until January.
I have a question about
Ju-
that.
Mhm.
Are we concerned that that they're not meeting when we need an approval from, we need a letter from them to get this AAB?
We're hoping to get a letter from them of support for our MAAB variance. But it's sort of running parallel to construction. Will not impact the construction bidding package, if you will. So it is kind of irrelevant to what's going out to bid, but we are asking that that front historic door continue to be allowed. People can enter the building there and exit. We'd like it to be able that people can enter, and that's the variance we're seeking. And we're asking for their support that that be allowed. There's a sort of a process and an application, so it will have, it is not has any bearing on the bid documents. So it is unfortunate. I'd like to get this one done and wrapped up and checked off and, you know, keep moving, but it's
Do we have any
sorry.
concern that MAAB will think that we've delayed so long, that they won't be happy that we've waited so long to ask them for a variance? Typically, variances are asked for way earlier than this.
Again, but we're not really asking for anything except a function of a door. We're not saying that whether the ramp will be technically in or out, because for financial and budget restrictions, we're not,
Okay.
it's not part of the construction package. So I don't think they'll take consideration. It's about the function of the door.
Okay. Thank you.
So is that a yes for 12/18 for everybody present?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Okay.
Good. I will send out a revised I will send out an invite for that to
I'll show
everybody.
my age and say, book it, Dano.
We just hear the
Well,
start time is 6:30 or 7 o'clock preferable.
I think we're all trained to 6:30, so
6:30.
Okay.
Okay. That's great. And I will, just so everybody knows, we have our before, I will do it as quick as I can. Before the meeting, I will send out a folder to everybody, a link with or I'll email it out either way, of the reconciled estimate. Everybody has access to the drawings, right? As of now, I sent invites out. Review it. Any questions, you all can always email me or call me individually and ask questions. That's not a problem. But, review it, gather your questions so we can be prepared to respond to anything at that time. And I will probably send out I'll also have a revised budget at that time as well.
If we could just have like 3 minutes to scroll through the dates, this Wednesday.
this is one. Is there any other new business before we move on?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I didn't think so. Just want to be clear. Sorry, Ellen. Yeah, go ahead.
No. So the Commission on Disability meets this Wednesday. It's hybrid and in town hall. The library project will be on the agenda. Also for the historic entrance. We also had been asked by the commission to look at neurosensitivity corner. We may be calling that our calming corner. And they wanted to see the plans, and there are a few other things that they had asked us to look at. One was a voice activated elevator, which we really haven't found to be something that can be considered for this project. So we'll have to be sure that we have a handicapped access point on every floor in case someone needs to use the elevator and is unable to manually operate the elevator buttons. We have the Conservation Commission coming up 1 week later. We have the Planning Board on Monday, the 16th. Now we have our joint working group, 6:30 on December the 18th, to look at the cost reconciliation. And then we don't have any meetings until January at this point. So I'll be updating this and getting a new version out to you. The Historic Commission will be meeting January 25th, and I'll be adding that to this list as well.
Okay, thank you. And I guess that concludes the agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Oh, hey, Nancy. Good. Well timed.
Perfect timing, right?
Nancy, when did you arrive?
About 10 minutes ago.
Okay, I need to put it down.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Roll call, please, Buffy.
That was Glenn.
It was.
Thank you. Claremont.
Hey.
Dirks, aye. Fleckner, not here. Roach.
Aye.
Secor.
Aye.
Teal.
Aye.
Cook.
Aye.
Hazelton.
Aye.
Karpinski. Oh, sorry, not here. Roberts.
Here. Hi.
Patton. Patton.
Aye.
And Zegowitz.
Aye.
So this time we have 10-0-0.
Great. Thanks,
Good night.
everybody. See you in a week or so.
Thanks all.
Yes.
Library trustee